So welcome people to a beautiful day in Tallinn, Estonia. Right down here, you can't quite see it, but there's something called Viru Gate, which is basically the centre of the city. You can see the two towers there. Absolutely beautiful. Obviously reminds me a lot of Riga and Vilnius, the capitals of the other two Baltic states here. Let's have a look what Estonia has to offer. So here we are people, right on the edge of Estonia. Obviously Tallinn is basically on the Baltic Sea, so you can get a ferry over to Helsinki in Finland, which is what I definitely will do in the next few days. So the old town is behind me over there. You can see the spire of some sort of church or cathedral, and here we have something interesting. So this is an old Soviet amphitheatre. So it reminds me a little bit of the thing I saw in Tbilisi in Georgia, which was the swimming pool complex. And of course when the Soviet Union collapsed, it went abandoned. So here we have nothing around there. If we go up these steps here, we should be able to see a little bit of it, but obviously there's not much left. So 5,000 seats, and it was built for the Summer Olympics in 1980. Let's have a look. We've just got some locals walking around on it, so I guess here there could have been some flags or something on these poles. Obviously they wanted to make it a little bit higher, like they always like to do. There you have a nice view of the old town. Two steps here leading down to something. There is an ice rink underneath, but you can't get into that now. So maybe that's here. But anyway, you can't get in. So let's have a look what we can see on top. So obviously they've barriered that part off there as well, so the only way you can go is up these steps. You can just tell it's Soviet, I don't know, from the little oval shapes, from the concrete, this sort of colour. And you've got some modern apartments over there, but they cost a hefty amount. Over there you've got the ferries, they look massive. Don't know if they're the ones to Helsinki. And here we are on the top of it now. At least we've got a great view of the Baltic Sea. So I'm assuming most of it was inside here, because obviously these are just steps and there's really not much to see. So the best thing you can see from here is the sea. You've got some seagulls. It's already very, very cold in Estonia. Obviously August was a few days ago, now it's September and it's already pretty cold. So that's that. I've just moved to Krakow, by the way. I'm going to be there for a year, so I've come up from Krakow and this is a week trip. Made it to a Soviet prison. Brutal.
Okay.
So guys, just to give you an overview about this place, it was originally built as a naval base, obviously due to the location right on the sea, but then it was turned into a prison. Have a look at it. How grim and brutal is this place? These are the solitary confinement cells. And the worst part has to be the toilets. Wow. Imagine this. So this is the room where they used to wash themselves. Here we have some sort of trough. I guess these are more toilets? I really don't know. Kind of reminds me of a Turkish hammam, but a bit nicer. Well, I thought I already went past the solitary confinement cells, but apparently not. This is absolutely brutal. Imagine this. This is it. A bench to look at this wall. You would have to do something pretty naughty to end up in this, I assume, but obviously lots of people got thrown into this prison and then not many of them made it out alive. So this tells a little bit of a story about somebody who got thrown into one of these cells. So lots of people might think about different torture techniques by using some sort of device. However, probably one of the worst ones was just being in here in the freezing cold for hours and hours, and that is enough to make a man go crazy. Well, there we go, people, that's going to be it, more or less, from Tallinn. I've eaten some traditional food. It was duck, loads of different vegetables, some sort of ancient rice, a specific beer. I've been to the fort, the old prison, and the general things in the city. So, day by day we should learn a little bit more about the curious little Estonia. Look how quiet the streets are, literally. I don't know what the population is, but it can't be a lot. Flags everywhere. We've got the Estonian flags, and then another one which I don't recognise. Right, people, welcome back to another journey. It is about 12 PM in Tallinn, and I was going to go to a city called Narva, which is on the Estonian-Russian border, because there's a nice lake and on the other side you can see Russia, so I thought that'd be cool. But I only have a limited amount of time on this trip, so I was in my hostel this morning and I thought, well, I'm going to Helsinki, why don't I just go even further north all the way to Lapland. So that's what we're going to do. It's going to be a heck of a journey. I've got to take a ferry at 5 PM, then I'll get into Helsinki at about 7:30. Overnight train from 11 until 11, so that's 12 hours. And then from there I think I'll have to take another train, which is going to be another 4 hours. So that's going to be 16 hours on a train. That's not 100% confirmed. But if I do want to have a chance of seeing the Northern Lights, I need to go as north as possible. So that's why I might have to do another 4 hours on another train. And yep, it's going to be a hell of a journey, probably one of the hardest that I've done. I mean, I've been on some buses for a long time, already done overnight trains, but this one, hopefully it's decent though, because it's a Finnish train. If I've got a charger, then I'm all sorted. So yes, a few hours to pass in Tallinn, 5 o'clock ferry. This is going to be an absolute journey to the very north of Europe, in Lapland, reindeers. Probably won't be snowing because it's September, but let's do it. Well, people, here we are. As you can see, this is the passenger terminal, so you've got the Viking line. We're going to Helsinki. So I've got my stuff. I've had to buy this bandana because it's cold, but I think obviously that's the wind. But we are going to Lapland, so not really prepared. Just got my trainers and 3 layers on, but YOLO, let's have it. Well, this is it, people. Viking Express. Look at that. Absolutely massive. Didn't expect that. All these people have only got 10 minutes to board. Obviously that's including me, so yeah, arrive a little bit earlier than just half an hour. Look at that. I don't know if this is as big as the ones that go from England to France, but nice. This ship is absolutely massive, so as you can see, there's multiple decks. We're on 6 right now, so these are just cabins, basically, rooms. Obviously I don't have one of them. Cargo, car. So you've literally got a whole shopping centre, mate. You've got pubs, restaurants, all sorts. I guess these are your restaurants here, but I don't want to spend any more money, so I'm going to go to one of these top 2. See if we can catch some Baltic sun, which is quite unlikely. So this is it, we've got the Estonian flag, we've got some seats down here. I mean, if you have a look at that boat there, I'd say it's pretty much the same. If not, this is a bit bigger, look at it. It goes all the way down there. And there's the old town of Tallinn. You can just see some of the churches there. It goes all the way down here. So, this is the start of the journey up north. We're crossing the sea. Have a look at this on the map, very interesting. So we're crossing over the sea from Tallinn to Helsinki. From Helsinki, we're catching a massive train up to the north, up to Lapland, and then maybe tomorrow I'm going to take another train. Anyway, so here we go. We're going to go out there, and then in that direction somewhere we have Helsinki. 2.5 hours. Let's enjoy.